a little different from a lot of the other classes I teach, like boot camp and HIIT, because our goal here is to really try to go a little bit more slow, be a little bit more methodical, to think really about the movement patterns, all that sort of stuff. There is going to be options to do weights tonight, but if you don't have any weights, just working on good movement patterns are actually going to be just as beneficial, because most of us have, you know, some sort of issues with posture, and all that kind of stuff can be helped with just doing the exercise with no weights. Okay, so you are going to grab your weights, and we're going to start with a squat and a press. So we're going to start with a big compound move. So we're going to do a squat with an overhead press here. So the dumbbells are going to start right by your side. Sorry, your feet are going to be near it. Your dumbbells are going to start at your shoulders, elbows down, pulling the belly in. You're going to squat. And then as you come up from the squat, you drive up those arms. Yeah, so then lower, slow, 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 and continue. All right, good. Keep going here. Keep going. This is just the first set. Now here's how we're going to do this, because we're probably not using super heavy weight. I want slower on the lowering, fast coming up, almost like you're jumping. But we're going to do 3 sets in a row with only 15-second rest. So every set is going to be slightly different. So just think like, oh, you're going to squat for 3 minutes. That's basically what we're doing. Now, the overhead press is completely optional. You can also do 1 press at a time, your choice. Okay, beautiful. Rest, 15-second rest, shake it out. Okay, now we're actually going to do something a little different here. We're going to do a stagger stance with your feet. Toes forward, but I want one heel right at the front of where your toes are. So a stagger stance. The back foot, your hand is going to come up, your dumbbell is going to come up. It's just a single arm press. You're just holding the weight in the other hand. So you're going to squat. It's going to feel kind of awkward and weird. Again, you don't have to make it too staggered. Squat and press. Go ahead. You're still trying to keep both heels on the floor, and you're also going to try to do this without pain. You're still going to hold that other weight down by your side. So you may not go quite as deep here. Now you're going to be in control of exactly how much you want to stagger this. The bigger you stagger, the harder it's going to be to go deep. But just getting a little off center with the feet. Woo. Okay, let's rest for 15. Just switch sides. This is your last set right here. So stagger. So I actually want my toes to line up with the heel. So don't make it too exaggerated. You can also try going a little wider. All right, here we go. Last set. Good. Now, if you are feeling any issues in the lower body, you can just make this more of what we call a push press, to where you're doing just a quarter squat, which might be how it feels anyway. Nice. And of course, we're looking for pain-free movement, so we're trying not to push through pain here. We want to feel effort and control, but no sharp pains. Good. Slow on the lowering. Drive it up. Awesome. Okay. Beautiful. We're actually going to go to the mat for the next one. We have about 30 seconds. We're going to be on the back on the mat. I'm just going to switch up the camera here. Next time I'll turn it off. Okay, so we're going from a compound movement now to just more of a body weight glute exercise. So we're going to be doing glute bridges. All right, no weights are needed on this one. And we're going to do the same thing, just 3 sets right in a row, very little rest. Your glutes can handle it, I guarantee it. Okay, so lie on your back, take a moment, relax your back, lengthen the back. The biggest focus here should be what your lower back is doing during this exercise, and we want the lower back to not do a lot of the pushing. We don't want the lower back to be arching too much. So initially, walking your heels underneath your knees, toes are forward. You're gonna pull the belly button in, actually try to imprint your lower back into the mat, and then you're gonna slowly drive those hips up, squeeze your butt cheeks, and then we're gonna slowly peel down. So the first set is gonna be called the Glute Bridge peel. So we're actually gonna try to articulate the spine, starting at the top of your spine. Let it peel down. Think of a banana peel. You're gonna come all the way down to the tailbone. You're actually trying to flatten everything down, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Now when you get to your tailbone, let your lower back arch up. So you're tipping your pelvis, your hips forward, and then scoop the tailbone under, and then peel back up. Peel back up. Good. And we're only going to do this for another 20 seconds. So just go super, super slow. Squeeze your butt at the top. Focus on lowering really, really articulate, really slow. It's kind of impossible, but we're just trying. We're just doing the best we can. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to go right back up into your glute bridge. Squeeze your butt and hold it for 60 seconds. Go. Begin. So these are just back to back. There is really no rest here. So our goal here on this isometric glute bridge is to extend your hips by squeezing your glutes. A lot of us don't get good hip extension because the hips are wicked tight because we're sitting a lot. We actually want a ramp from the knee to the hip to the shoulder. So see if you can squeeze your butt a little bit more like you're squeezing a dime. Squeeze that dime. If you were to poke yourself in the butt, it should be hard like an apple, not squishy like applesauce. Good. Keep pressing down. You can press down with your arms, definitely with your feet, and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Gently, gently, gently lower down. All right, this final third set is gonna be, we're gonna be dynamic. So we're gonna drive up into your glute bridge and then lower for 3, 2, 1, drive up. Squeeze at the top, lower for 3, 2, 1, up. Good, keep going at your own pace, just 3 counts down. It's a little slower, great. Just breathe. Exhale when you drive up. And again, we're driving up with the glutes, not with that lower back. So if you need to stop, reset, do that, do that. Now you can actually come all the way down. You can let your weight rest onto the floor and then just drive up with power. Okay, rest. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, hug your right knee into your chest. Lengthen that left leg long. Nice work. That was your 3 sets for those glute bridges. Good, nice variations there. All right, switching sides. Squeezing that knee in, maybe doing a few ankle circles. Awesome. All right, let's rock it up. We got 2 upper body exercises. We're going to go back to that standing position with the weights. Oops. Good. Let's see if I can. All right. Whew. Okay. Third exercise. All right, this exercise, I'm choosing it because this helps so much with our posture, the muscles in the back. Definitely an arm workout. So we're gonna do some bent over rows, 3 different variations. A lot of it is just the position of your elbows, how wide they go, and some different positions with the palms. So we're gonna start with just your regular bent over row, palms facing in. We're gonna tip forward, push your hips and butt back. So you do want a nice long spine here. You do want to keep that arch in your back. Dumbbells are just gonna be hanging right below the shoulders, and then you're gonna leave your elbows. When you lift, gently squeezing your shoulder blades together. Now, because we're doing this for posture, we want long spine all the way to the tip of the head. So try not to look up, but also try not to tuck your chin down too much. You want a long neck. And then what I want you to work on is slowly lowering the dumbbells. So let's work on tempo here. Okay, begin. That was all practice, by the way. So you probably can do slightly heavier weight as long as you're in control of this movement. So drive up with control, lower slow. Now for most people, the biggest issue becomes the stability of the spine, the stability of the core. So if you're feeling the tension, like pain in your lower back, just stand up, shake out those hips, and then reset. You can do that every single set if you want, every single rep. All right, keep going, keep going. Good, keeping the shoulders broad, chest open. Beautiful. All right, standing up, just roll out your shoulders. Second set is gonna be more of like a chicken wing. So I'm gonna show you from the front. You're gonna tip over, palms are now facing in, a little bit wider. You're still pulling your elbows back. You look like a chicken. All right, let's try that one. This is wider, it will be harder. The wider your elbows get from your center, the more challenging it is to lift the same weight. So this way you should feel heavier now. Good, and we want the wrists just to be below the elbow and shoulder. Good, taking that posture break when you need it. You have about 15 seconds here. Looking down, long spine, push your hips and butt back. And try to lower with control. That's the tough part. All right, rest. Woo. All right, so the third one is actually going to be pretty similar, except we're just going to rotate the palms forward, and we're going to do the same thing. You're just going to be a little bit more back to that narrow row. So it looks like this. So if I were standing up, it would look like a bicep curl almost. So we're going to tip forward and do that row. All right, let's give it a try. Good. Once you get started, make sure you're looking down at your toes. Yeah. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades together, but down at the very bottom of the shoulder blade, not at the top. At the bottom corner of your shoulder blade. Good, breathing, and then lowering really, really slow. Good, you have 5 seconds. Okay, rest, rest, rest. Beautiful, shake it off. All right, we're gonna just do a quick drill for your hips and pelvis here because I was actually feeling my lower back quite a bit on that one. So we're just gonna do a quick alignment posture adjustment here. So from the side, I'm gonna stand from this side. I want one hand on your low belly, one hand on your low back. We're just gonna soften the knees, try to be upright here with the rest of your posture, and we're just gonna do some standing pelvic tilts. So you're gonna purposely, intentionally scoop your tailbone under. And it's almost like you're trying to flatten your back, maybe try to get rid of your butt. So it looks like that. And then you're gonna very slowly tip the hips down and forward, which will arch your back a lot. And just try to begin to move through a range of motion that isn't too painful. So it's very subtle, very, very small. But only one of these positions, somewhere in the middle of these positions, is your ideal alignment. So try to find the center where you're not too arched and you're not too tucked under, where you feel kind of taller, stable, and you're not putting extra tension into that low back. Okay, so because the final one is going to be side raises. All right, we're going to focus on the shoulder here. So the shoulder does a lot of different movements, the shoulder blade and the shoulder together. So the first thing we just want to review here is when we do this, we don't want to be doing a shrug. So we want to make sure we don't start doing shrugs. And we also want to start with good alignment with the shoulder. So we're going to be slightly drawn back with the shoulder blades. And then from there, we're going to do a side arm raise. Okay, from the top, let's begin. So I'm using the same weights that I was using for everything else. They're kind of heavy. I would go lighter for this. We're going to do 3 sets in a row. Keeping that chest open. Now, don't go higher than the shoulders on this one, because then you're going to be getting into other muscle groups like your upper traps, which we don't really want. We really want to focus on just the shoulder, the deltoid. The upper traps are just like right below the back of your neck. You might be feeling them. They might be trying to do this for you. So you'll notice I'm doing like an upside down V. I'm not coming very high. Think also about keeping those wrists straight. Okay, rest. Now just do a few shoulder circles with the weights in your hands. Good, and then reset. Now this one, I want you to be a little bit off center, not off center, but we're gonna do one arm at a time. So smooth and slow, knees are soft, good posture. And when you bring the arm up, you're actually doing quite a lot of work just to stay balanced on the other side. So you're not like tipping over. You should be super, super slow. See how long you can hold it and how slowly you can lower it. Yeah, I have to say, ideally, I'm using 8-pound dumbbells for this right now. Ideally, I would actually use 5s because I don't want to bump into other muscle groups by making it too heavy. Okay, rest, roll out your shoulders. Shake it up, shake it up. All right, so the last set here, we're gonna do some tipping, some just different grip work. But I want you to also think about drawing that head and neck back just a little bit. So if you normally do this, just draw the head back, almost like you're trying to press it up against the wall. Very back of your head. All right, so we're gonna have the palms face forward. We're gonna come up, and then we're gonna just tip a little bit down. We're not tipping all the way down. It's not a full rotation. Going up is easy. Rotating all the way down is not actually good for your shoulders. So you're just kind of tipping a little bit forward. So it's like thumbs up and then come on down. No pain here. One more. Just this is it. Woo! Okay. Awesome. Good work. All right, we are about at the halfway point. We are gonna go to the floor. We have one core exercise and we got stretching. So get on the mat. We're gonna transition to the floor. All right, so how are we doing? That wasn't too bad. So we're definitely more than halfway done. We're gonna just do 2 sets of dead bugs tonight, and then we're gonna do like 15 minutes of stretching, whatever time we got left. All right, so dead bugs, we're gonna go 30 seconds for each drill. This is one I really want you to put your mind into your spine. Like be super intentional about how you're setting this one up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the belly in. At the same time, you're going to try to imprint the lower back into the floor. Now you're gonna hold that tension and bring one leg up and then the other leg up. Knees over your hips and ankles in line with the knees. So that 90-degree angle. Now, if that feels okay, you feel strong there, then you can also bring the arms up over your shoulders up to the ceiling. If that doesn't feel very stable, then bring your arms down by your side for support. Okay, so there's lots of options here. So arms up or arms down, and then one leg at a time. We're gonna inhale, move one leg. Keep the knee bent. You're just tapping that heel, and then exhale up super slow, and you're switching legs. Now we're doing this for just 30 seconds. Begin. Now, when you move your leg away, we've already started, go super slow, inhale, exhale. When you're moving that leg away, you're keeping that tension, tightness in the core, you're keeping that low back pressing down. You should feel your low back want to pop up a little bit. And if you can't, I want you to put your hands underneath your lower back and see if you can get that feeling. The amount of work you have to do to keep that lower back down. Okay, rest. All right, relax. Wiggle out your hips. All right, same thing. Second set, super slow. Bring those legs up. Hold the belly in. Imprint. You're breathing here. Begin. Good. Now, if you're adding the arm movement, it's opposite arm to opposite leg. You're just moving two limbs opposite. The other two limbs stay exactly frozen in their start position. I was doing the wrong arm and leg. It's okay, you can totally make mistakes here. You have 10 seconds. Good. Inhale, exhale, and rest. All right, hug it in. Awesome. All right, so for the stretching, we're gonna get into stuff that we just usually don't have a lot of time to really work through. We're gonna start with the kneeling hip flexor stretch. So we're gonna get onto that mat. Let me just make sure I have some space here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna try to hold these stretches for about 45 seconds. Oh, my head is getting cut off, but that's okay. So we're gonna kneel. You want something soft on that back knee. And we're going to focus on that back hip of that back knee. So 90-degree angle, front foot is stable and flat. And then we're gonna do that pelvic tilt. We're gonna tuck the tailbone under, kind of press forward, get some tension here in that hip. And we're gonna hold that for about 30 seconds. If you can, take that same side arm of that back knee, do a little side bend. Good, and the more you press down into the floor with that back knee, the more tension you're gonna get all the way up to that leg. Three, two, one, and let's switch sides. So again, just making sure your back knee is comfortable and something soft. 90-degree angle, gently scoop under. Good, and then you're gonna reach up with that arm, add a little side bend away. Good, we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. Inhale, exhale. See if you can inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Slowly float that arm down. Now, all we're going to do here is come down into tabletop. We're going to do a pigeon pose or partial pigeon pose. This is kind of based on a yoga stretch. This is for your hips and glutes. So you're going to kneel. You're going to bring your left knee towards your left wrist. So you're starting in tabletop. Left knee to left leg. And then rotate your left ankle towards your right hand. And then slide your right knee back. And then keep your hands on the floor. We're going to keep the chest up for this one. And all you're going to do is try to let the gravity stretch out that left hip. Good. So we'll hold this for 30 seconds. You should definitely be feeling a stretch, but no pain. Stay tall with the chest and head. And just sink your hip towards the floor. That left hip down towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. All right, now to get out of this, you're going to tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee so you can slide that leg out. And then we'll repeat it on the other side. So it's called partial pigeon or half pigeon. Tabletop position, right knee to right wrist, and then rotate your right ankle over towards your left hand, and then slide that left leg back. And then see if you can kind of sink down, keeping your hands close to your shins. So we're trying to actually stay up with the torso a little bit, and then still push down into that right hip. Good. You're just also paying attention that we're not losing the neck here, so we are staying a little bit extended. See if you can relax into it for 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Tuck your left toes under, lift up your left knee, and then slide your right leg out. Very nice. All right, we're gonna get back onto your back here. Now, if you have a wall or something sturdy, like I'm gonna use this couch, we're gonna do an assisted glute stretch. So option 1, don't use any wall or any furniture. You lie on your back, kind of like we're doing the glute bridge. Cross an ankle over the knee, and then grab behind the knee, pull up in towards the chest, relax the head. If you're using the wall, which I highly recommend because the glutes are very strong and tight, is you are going to actually prop up one foot up onto the couch, cross the ankle over the knee, and then you're going to adjust close enough to where you're feeling tension, but your tailbone is on the floor. All right, so find the best position. Now, if you're on the wall, it's a little bit better. You have a little bit more range to figure it out. But you want the hips square, shoulders square. 15 seconds. 15 seconds here. All right, we're gonna switch legs. So try to switch sides. Now, just to be, like the couch I'm using is actually a little bit too low. Not perfect, but I like the assist better than doing it with my arms. So I'm just gonna do this. So we're gonna hold this 30 more seconds. Just try to breathe, relax into it. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Slower, deeper breaths. Okay, beautiful. All right, next one is going to be on your back. We're going to do a low back twist here. So you're going to take your arms out like a T. You're going to bring the knees up over your hips. Flex your feet. Knees and feet are together and stack. You are going to fall to the left. See if you can get your knees to the floor, keeping that angle almost like you're a staircase. And then you're going to look over to that right hand. Now, if you can do this and keep your knees stacked, you can actually take your left hand and put it on top of that right knee. Rotate your head, look over to that right hand. The hand does not need to be on the floor. Just get a little bit of a twist in your back, in your spine. And then use the floor as something very solid that you can melt into. Relax. See if you can release your hips a little bit, release your back a little bit. All right, slowly, slowly, slowly press down through the arms and walk your feet back in the center. Let's try the other side. So start back out into that big T, arms out, palms down, knees and feet come up, and then fall over to the right side. So this one can take a little practice to get the alignment correct, but we don't have to be perfect here. And then you're looking towards that left arm. Left arm is kind of extended, so it's in line with more this torso, not up past here. So it's kind of down a little bit with the ankle. You're just looking over at that hand. May or may not be near the floor at all. 10 seconds here. Inhale. Long, slow exhale out through the mouth. All right, gently release and come back to center. All right, now we're gonna use that assisted, do the assisted stretch. So grab your band. I'm just gonna use a long, heavy circle band. You can use a strap, you can use a small circle band, anything that's the less stretchy, the better. All right, so we're gonna finish with hamstrings. So we're gonna loop the band on one foot, extend that leg up. The other leg can be straight, and you're gonna grab the strap or the band with both hands, one on each side. The other leg can also be bent if you feel this really intensely. We're gonna hold this for about 45 seconds here. And you should feel the stretch in the back of your leg. Relax your shoulders. Walk your hands up the strap so they're straight. It's the less work position that you should be in. All right, now from here, we're gonna begin to point the toe and then flex the foot. Point the toe, flex the foot. Yeah, when you flex the foot, you're gonna definitely feel a little bit more calf. Now, as a bonus, you can actually pull down on the band a little bit, as long as it's not too painful. Good. Maybe one more time. All right, let's switch sides. Slowly bring that leg down. Loop the other foot. Extend up and just hold it. Just hold that hamstring stretch here. Relax your body into the floor. Straighten out those arms. So walk those hands up as high as you can so the elbows are not bent, so you're not working the muscles. Good. In 10 seconds, we're going to add the point and flex, the ankle. Good. So you're going to point your toe, flex the foot, point the toe, flex the foot. Or you can go at your own pace here. You got 10 more seconds. So keep it a little bit slower. Just one or two more. Amazing. All right, release and lower. All right, reach the arms up over the head. Maybe shuffle up the hips a little bit, extend those arms. All right, we're gonna slowly sit up, and we actually have one more. We're almost done. So the last one is gonna be a calf stretch. We're gonna stay on the floor though and do a pyramid, a down dog. So we are going to use the arms to stretch out your calves here. So tabletop position first. Hands a little bit about shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up. Try to make an upside down triangle. And you're kind of looking at your knees. And then drop your right heel down into the floor. Bend your opposite knee. And then switch sides. Now, if you're feeling this a lot through your arms and your shoulders, then you can, come on up or take a break from it. Come down into a child's pose. We're just alternating, kind of walking up the dog here. All right, now slowly walk your hands towards your feet towards your hands. All right, we'll slowly stand up here. I'm just gonna kneel. You stand up. Got it. Standing tall. Let's roll out your shoulders. And then take your hands down by your side. Let's inhale up. Now grab that right hand. We'll grab that left wrist. Let's do a little side bend over to the right. Good. Inhale, switch. Side bend to the left. Good. Inhale, reach up. Bring those arms down, and then let's do one more breath together. Inhale, reach up. Slow, smile. And then exhale, float down. All right, give yourselves a hand.